Nigeria is extremely bigger, challenged. We are facing terrorism, banditry, insurgency, but you never fail to make a right response to these calls. What are we asked for tonight is for you to start thinking how best to amend the Constitution to incorporate the state police.
When you look at the political landscape of Nigeria today, it feels like we're watching a high-stakes chess game where every move has been planned years in advance. We've all heard the name Jagaban, a title that has moved from the streets of Lagos to the highest office in the land. But what many people are still trying to figure out is the actual master plan behind the current administration's bold and often painful decisions. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on President Bola Tinubu's political strategy to understand not just what is happening, but why it is happening and where it is supposedly leading us by 2026. Reports from the federal government indicate that 2026 is being framed as the year of consolidation, where the temporary pains of recent reforms are expected to finally yield permanent gains for the average Nigerian. According to local accounts and official policy documents, the strategy is built on a philosophy some call Tinubuology, a method of governance that favors disruptive structural change over simply managing a crisis as it comes. This is why we saw the immediate removal of the fuel subsidy and the flotation of the Naira. In the master plan, these weren't just economic tweaks, but a deliberate attempt to break the old system and force a transition towards a more self-sufficient, gas-based economy. Before we go deeper into how these moves affect your pocket and the country's security, I want to quickly remind you to be a part of this conversation. If you find this breakdown helpful, please hit the like button and share this video with others who need to understand what is going on. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you stay updated on these deep dives. And most importantly, drop a comment below. Do you think the Jagaban master plan is working for your community? Let's talk about it. To understand how this plan is rolling out, we have to look at the 2026 budget, which has been tagged the budget of consolidation, renewed resilience, and shared prosperity. It's a massive 58.18 trillion naira proposal that puts a huge emphasis on two main things: security and infrastructure. The government has recently declared a nationwide security emergency, moving away from calling armed groups bandits and officially classifying them as terrorists to allow for more aggressive military action. The idea here is that you cannot have a working economy if farmers cannot go to the field and traders cannot move goods between regions safely. Beyond security, the political strategy involves something called fiscal federalism. If you look at how the president governed Lagos, his goal was always to make the state less dependent on the federal government's oil money. Now, he's trying to apply that same Lagos blueprint to the entire country. The master plan encourages states to become economic hubs on their own. This is why we see a focus on massive projects like the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and the Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway. These aren't just roads, they are designed to be economic arteries that connect different parts of the region to global trade, making it easier for local businesses to grow. However, we cannot ignore the transition pain that many are feeling right now. While the government points to a trade surplus and a steady increase in external reserves, which reports indicate have crossed the $50 billion mark recently, the reality on the ground for many families is still one of high prices and a tough cost of living. To address this, the master plan has introduced a shift towards social development. The president recently designated 2026 as the year of families, focusing on things like the Nigeria Education Loan Fund, which has already helped over 1 million students, and various renewed hope social interventions aimed at the household level. What makes this political strategy unique is how it builds alliances. In the past, Nigerian politics was often about constant friction between the president and the National Assembly or between the federal government and the states. But currently, we're seeing an unusual level of political cohesion. By involving state governors in national economic decisions and aligning their budgets with federal priorities, the administration is attempting to create a unified front. The goal is to ensure that by the time we reach the next election cycle, the edifice of a secure and prosperous Nigeria is visible enough that the political arguments for the reforms become self-evident. This is a long-game approach. It assumes that if the government can stabilize the Naira, lower inflation to the projected 15%, and finish these massive transport corridors, the Jagaban legacy will be secured as the architect of a modern Nigeria. It's a gamble on the patience of the Nigerian people, betting that the permanent gains will arrive before the temporary pains become too much to bear. As we continue to watch these events unfold, it is important to keep a close eye on the actual progress of these projects in your neck of the woods. Are the roads being built? Is the security situation in your community truly improving? The master plan looks great on paper, but its true success will be measured by how it changes the lives of everyday citizens like you and me. If you've watched up to this point, thank you for staying informed. It's important that we don't just consume news, but we analyze it to see how it affects our future. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't yet and share this video to help others understand the bigger picture of what is happening in Abuja. What part of the master plan do you think is most critical for Nigeria's survival? Let me know in the comments section. Stay safe, stay observant, and I will see you in the next one.